How's it going, friends and family of the internet? Welcome to the Real AF TV podcast, show about fishing random takes from the land of 10,000 lakes. I'm one of your hosts, Josh LaBaw.
And I am Tim Wagner.
I hung in there. I'm surprised. I don't know if you can tell. I've had a chest cold now for like a week.
Oh,
but
yeah, I don't really hear it.
Good. Yeah, I've been like each day it seems like it's getting better. But I was actually out sick at the beginning of the week. Like I called in. I was like,
damn.
oh, fuck, it's so... And I last night I lost my voice.
Yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, no.
Yeah.
Because you know how when you get sick, like it gets worse as the day goes on or as the night goes on or whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I know when we're recording, I fucking better not lose my voice.
Right. Yeah. Dude, there's so many times where I make stupid decisions where I shouldn't. Because sometimes I'll be like, my voice feels a little bit off, a little bit rattly. Am I getting something? And then I go and I sing to myself in the step van because I'm a delivery driver, you know?
Uh-huh.
And dude, behind closed doors, I fucking rock out, dude. Full bore. My wife and son aren't sleeping yet, but I'm driving around. I particularly like to sing AC/DC Dirty Deeds. I don't know why, but Dirty Deeds. I'm just and then afterwards, I'm just like, I feel like am I coming down with something? And just be like, oh no, I've been screaming for 5 minutes straight.
Well,
they're probably upstairs like, what the fuck was that?
Probably. Yeah. There's probably going to be a lot of empty laugh space in this one too, because it's all in my chest. And so like, as I laugh, I'm like, fuck, I got to mute because it just makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So I'll try to mute and stuff like that. But oh my God. All right, dude, let's do it. The fishing news, just a little quick one here. Mostly, I didn't know this yet. I should have found a full article, but I went over to Outdoor News quick, and I found that there was this mini little article about how a pair of angling advocate organizations here in Minnesota, led by the MN Fish Sporting Coalition, wrote a letter to the DNR, and they're like, catch and release only on
yeah,
Mille. We need to talk about that.
Yeah,
dude. This is my first time reading this. Mille season opens May 11th. Catch and release only. I'm like, holy shit. We've been working our way towards this. Yeah. I really didn't think it was going to happen. I
really don't get it. I also hear reports out there that everybody's like, fishing's awesome. Everything's going great. So I don't know what's happening. I trust the DNR, and I figure that they're not doing some weird shady shit, because why would you? If you know, what's the benefit? Why would it just be like, I highly doubt somebody's on a power trip where they're just like, no, you're not keeping shit. I don't know what. I have no idea what.
Walleye, dude. The walleye have spoken.
Yeah. Maybe it was.
Blame them.
Yeah. Listen, there's not a whole lot I can say, but this decision isn't up to us. They're like, what do you mean? You guys are in charge. Technically, we are the ones that put the rules in state, but I wasn't told to do. Just don't worry about it. Walter told us what to do.
Right. Some Walter wizard shit. And that's all I can say. Okay. I've said too much. I need to go.
I've said too much, and no, you can't talk to him. He's gone. He only comes out one time a year, like Groundhog's Day, I forgot. It was just like, is that what it is? Hedgehog Day, Groundhogs. For some reason, when I said it, I was like, that's right. Fucking ground. I don't know why. I was just like, that's it, right? There's a movie and everything. That's got to be it. And then I was
It's
like, no,
good.
say hedgehog. See if that sounds right. Hedgehog. And I was like, no, that's not it. I don't know. I haven't even
Like,
had anything
oh,
to drink yet. I don't know.
it's
I
definitely
don't know what's
wrong.
going on right now.
Hedgehog Day. That didn't sound
Hedgehog
right as
Day.
soon
We
as they
should call
said
it
it.
that.
Shit.
As soon as it's Groundhog Day. I don't know. Say Hedgehog's Day. Hedgehog's Day. No, that's Sonic. What the fuck? You knew that. What are you doing? I don't know. But yeah, that is. I don't get it. I really don't understand why it's
Yeah.
down to just catch and release when it was. It didn't seem, at least from an outsider looking in, it didn't
Mm-hmm.
seem like the small limits that they had made it worse. Everybody's talking about how good the fishing is out there still.
Mm-hmm.
People go fishing out there and they're just like, we're killing them, dude. Like 30 before lunchtime. And you're like, Jesus Christ, I've never caught 30 walleye in one outing in a full day.
Ever.
And you just went out there for 3 hours and caught 30 walleye. That's better than I've ever done.
Right.
And I don't know if they're just all big or what. It sounded like they were having some eaters and stuff out there, like catching them. And I don't know. And then I guess there's an idea of maybe we'll go to like you can catch one fish later in the year, but that's like just a we'll see type deal. So I don't know how they would decide that either. If everybody's killing it out there,
Right.
and then they go, nah, if we let everybody keep one fish, then that's one too many for everybody. I don't know what they're thinking. It doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I don't when you can keep 5 a person on most lakes.
Mm-hmm.
And Mille is just like, yeah, the fishing is good. You can keep none. I don't understand.
Yeah.
What the point is.
Right. And that's the thing is like, I just found this quick article and I was like, whoa, okay. Yeah. We have to talk about that. I didn't find, any DNR specifics or any of that because it was just like, oh, here's the conversation. This is how it all, this is how it starts. It's just a conversation.
Yeah.
And to say like, hey, Minnesota, go into Mille, better make sure you're checking those regs because they are changing frequently. Like Tim even said, they may even change later this season, but May 11th,
right,
opener, you're not going to Mille. Probably.
No, I mean, unless you just want to catch and release.
Unless you're going for catch and release, right? Which
it would.
Most people in Minnesota really, well, I should say the majority of people that I know and talk to and have had around me with walleye fishing is like, no, we want eaters.
Yeah, when you go, a lot of times, at least for me, like on the lakes I fish, it's hard to put them back, dude, because you know how good they are.
Right.
And they're not the easiest fish to catch.
Yeah.
So like when you're catching good dinner, I mean, like if you go to like Maury's fish market or any fish market around the area and you're getting 2 good walleye fillets, and especially when you're talking about I'm trying to say more stuff, but my brain is hung up on especially. Is it especially or especially? Especially, right?
Especially.
Like with especially? Is there C?
No.
See, I said it right, and then I'm like, you said it fucking wrong. It's like espresso and espresso. I was just like,
it sounds the same. Just I was like,
just it's espresso.
Get in the ballpark and then keep rolling.
None of this really matters, but I do get fixated on stuff. If anybody's watching this, and today's just a weird day where I'm very self-aware of everything I'm doing, and I don't know why I can't get past it.
Yeah, no, I know those days too. I totally get it, where I'm just like, in my own head about like the words that are coming out or that. Anyways,
right.
Back to
so,
walleye.
anyways, it's a good chunk of money to get like 2 fillets when you're talking wild caught. I do think they have some like farmed walleyes because there are a decent amount of restaurants in Minnesota that serve walleye on the menu and stuff. So I'm not 100% sure about that, but I do believe that there probably is one. It's not something that I know of, but I'm just willing to guess that like all the walleye that's served in these restaurants isn't caught by like your local angler.
Right.
It's just a hunch I have. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, dude, it's a hard fish to throw back. But
It
when
is.
if you were catching a bunch of big ones and you're on Mille Lacs where you have really kind of in the same area a good chance at catching like jumbo perch, so you can put
Oh
eaters
yeah.
in the boat still.
Right.
That's kind of cool to me.
Good
And
point.
if you're talking about having far less anglers to compete with, that would be kind of cool
Mm,
to know that you might be able to go out there and get like, especially if you're trying to put stuff on film. If you want to get some film of
mm,
you catching some good sized walleyes
right.
and you want to get some pictures of some walleyes,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to do that because you know they're not being harvested. They might be getting more
Right.
pressured because now these fish have been caught multiple times. Where, as
Oh,
you know,
good
like
point.
you just said, and I'm saying, a lot of times when you catch the walleye, they're not going back. And
Right.
now everything in Mille Lacs has probably been caught once. Probably
Right.
not. There's,
Probably
but
not everything. But
yeah,
on that note though, is like that's the thing is so now this is why it's such a big deal for anybody listening outside of Minnesota is
yep,
there's a huge tourist
yeah,
economy around Mille Lacs. Mille Lacs is one of the biggest bodies of water in the land of 10,000 lakes. And it's its location to being like up north still, but
yeah,
having like a lot of economy and a lot of like infrastructure around it. So you're like not in the fucking woods, but
right.
you're out there enough and you can really just go out there on this gigantic body of water to get away. But then you come back and, and there's like fucking bars and grocery stores and like, you don't have to be stuck out there. But anyways, that's why this is such a big deal. And so when I heard it went to catch and release, I mean, it's been years now where we've been down to like 2 and 1 with only slot limits, and then one with this very narrow slot limit. We've been working our way
Right.
here, and I was like, oh fuck, here it is. I did not know it. So yeah,
Yeah.
what a
I
surprise.
didn't, I just recently heard it. I don't know. Did it say when this happened? When they decided this?
No, it didn't. It was the article
Okay.
was very much just about how they're trying to talk to the DNR. They're trying to they wrote into the
Yeah.
commission. They're trying to
Okay.
get that discussion going so they can have a little bit
Yeah.
more conversation about it, and that's it.
Sure.
That's all the
Yeah.
article says. Again, if you go over to YouTube, youtube.com/@realaft, remember Real Like Fish and Real, you can see the link for this. But yeah, it was very
Mhm.
small, very much just intended to be like, listen up, Minnesota, be careful, and let's have a conversation, Tim. So I
Yep.
don't know much more, but
No,
anybody
that's
who
fine. I was
does,
just,
you're out there listening, let us
yeah.
know in the comments. I want to hear it.
Yeah. For sure. I was just curious of when it came out too, because I literally just heard about it like a couple days ago.
Oh yeah,
So I
so you
didn't
think
know if
this
it
is
was
like
like
real
a
fresh
thing that
announcement?
just
Probably.
happened or if it's just random that I heard it and then you heard it and now we're talking about it.
Right,
So,
right.
it happens.
A spoiler for
So,
not a spoiler, but like a little heads up for our random take. That is a total coincidence that this topic we're going to be doing is
yeah.
a coincidence that you happened to send me a reel on it the other day because I had it in the dock like
Oh,
2 weeks
yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
And then you sent me that reel and I was like, fine, we're going to do it.
Yeah, dude. For sure.
It's
I'm ready to
crazy.
talk about it.
Yeah. So it's really wild just talking about coincidences.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Tim, you got a
Oh,
deals thing you wanted to do. Let's do that.
deals. Everybody talking. We always talking about deals. I'm talking about deals. All right. Listen to this, dude. So okay, not necessarily always the one that's just like, I'm going to go as cheap as I possibly can. I'm not trying to mess around with this, but my wife has been talking about how she wants a reel that's all of her own and all this other stuff. And she already
Mm.
has that pretty much, but I do use it. She's like, but you use mine. And I'm like, yeah, because it's crazy to not. We have so many. I like to rig yours up with something when you're not using it. If I'm out there, I bring yours with. Normally, hers is rigged up with the bobber, and then I don't have to have a bobber with me. I can just grab hers.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, she's been talking about this off and on and stuff. So I was just like, let me see what's out there. And I know she likes them to look pretty.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
I'm kind of looking around and seeing what's out there. Guys, I have to do some research. Not necessarily research. I have to do some trying out of these. and get back to you on the quality and how long they last and everything. But from first glance, dude,
Yeah.
I got some deals for you. God dang it. I listened to the pronunciation of this like 3 times so I could still try to get this right. So
Yeah,
first off,
you literally had it like you said it before I hit record.
yeah. So there's this
Oh, you got to
brand.
come see the video on this shit. Dang.
Yeah. So it's like I think it's like Sugilang.
Okay.
Sugilang is how they pronounce it or whatever. But here's the deal, dude. Look at this. Look at how pretty they are. It's like purple and blue. Look at
Yeah.
this reel.
Oh.
It's so
Yeah, you really got to see the video on that.
and
It's
honestly, this is a 6-foot medium fast action rod. It's a 2-piece. But it's a nice feeling rod, really. This is a 12 plus 1. So this is a 13 bearing reel,
nice.
which is like high quality.
Yeah.
The finish looks beautiful.
It's so
This
shiny.
has-
That's why it's like hard to explain. Like you got to
Yeah.
see it. It's just a shiny purple blue. Like
And there's little like blemishes, like it's not the most perfect looking thing,
mhm.
but the weight is light. It's good. It reels nice. Everything feels good. This
Oh, yeah.
reel,
Look at that thing go.
this reel was $22
Dang.
because I got this on Temu.
Oh, yeah.
This is the same rod company, or the rod is made by the same people,
Oh, okay.
but it's like, I don't know if you can really see that back. It's like purple in some angles and green on the other, but it's this
Mhm.
and this.
Yeah.
So it's, I mean, beautiful looking.
Yeah.
I haven't seen other colors like that. That one is, the rod was $30. So I'm like $50 combo for my wife,
Dang.
and we'll see. She just really uses it for bobbers and stuff, so I think that should work fine.
Mhm.
I get this. I'm like, this will work for jigs. This will work for tossing worms and stuff. I don't know
Dang.
how sensitive it is. I haven't had a chance to like use it in the real world.
Uh-huh.
But if
right.
you're just an amateur and not looking for anything like super high quality, that's a $50 combo that they ship to my house for free.
Dang.
Now here's where it gets a little bit funny.
Okay.
I had a couple of things in the cart. I'm looking at different stuff. I didn't try to buy all that stuff. Or well, I tried to buy that, but I got this set of hooks. Like, they're just worm hooks. I spent $3.98 on this. And I mean, even if you wanted to lowball it, one of these packs is probably like $1.50 if you're lowballing it at a store.
dang.
So $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, $1.50. That's a deal.
Where'd you get
And
this from?
this is all Temu.
Oh, okay.
And this was $6.50. These are worm Ned heads. They're worm hook Ned heads. So they'll be like weedless Ned heads.
Mhm.
Normally they're just like a straight shank and they get caught in the weeds and stuff a little bit. But these, with their weights and stuff, like one of these packs would probably be close to that $6.50 if you were buying it from like Z-Man or whatever.
Okay.
And then all of these together, 6, 12, 24, 30.
Jeez.
I could have done that easy if I just would have counted this. Oh, that's five times instead of doing stupid math like that. But the deals on this stuff, and here's where it really gets funny, is that I'm opening them up and I go, I thought I ordered a different reel because I got that soy link, and then I was like, oh, I did. This is not the same one. This is like the same color.
I was gonna say it's like the colors are the same.
This one is a 14 plus 1 bearing.
Okay.
It's got like a bigger handle.
It does.
It feels really smooth. They're still very lightweight. The only thing is, like, that other one has some reviews and it sounds legit. This one doesn't sound bad, but it's Fun Pesca. Oh, $17.19. This is not even $20.
Right.
When you're talking about, like, it's all metal, it's all legit. The
Oh yeah.
I was messing around with the drag.
Yeah.
Everything seems to move. I took it apart even, and I was looking at it, and it they don't they definitely aren't the like highest quality.
Sure.
But it's not even $20 and just over $20.
Right.
So if you're looking for something cheap, I mean, like, for sure, if you got kids that are just, one thing I will say, like, this opens and closes, like, not great when you're trying to reel it.
The bail, yeah.
Yeah, the bail is a little bit iffy. But besides that, like, $17. And to be honest with you, I bought those other two, and I think it was like after the podcast, and we had like a couple of drinks, and I bought those first two. And then all of a sudden I got like, I'm opening up the package and I'm like, get the things. I'm like, there's a lot more stuff in here. I don't know. And I just start opening it up. I have a silicone cover for the VR that goes over the thing, but like also like a whole new insert. And I'm like, I bought two different things that go with the VR too. Like, I don't know.
Shit.
But I'm not even mad at it because the silicone part that goes around the VR headset was $398.
Oh damn!
I haven't bought much stuff off of Temu, but I was kind of going crazy. I'm like, oh, let me get a wallet. That I should have looked at the dimensions. It's way fucking taller than a normal wallet. I was like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Yeah, it's not as tall as a dollar bill. It's like almost as tall as like. It's like a $1.50 bills, and I'm like, why is it so damn tall?
That's weird.
Yeah, so I don't know what's up with that, but yeah, dude, that's my tip. They got, depending on what you're looking for, they got tackle bags on there that are pretty good price.
Nice.
They have a lot of different tools and stuff, like scales and all sorts of different stuff that's on there, like fishing players. They're all super cheap. I don't know how good the quality is, but I'm pretty darn impressed with these.
Yeah, so far,
and, you know,
for sure.
If you're a grandma or grandpa out there trying to buy something for your grandkids and you don't have a lot of disposable income, as long as they're not snobs, these reels feel really nice.
Yeah, and
they look cool
too,
as hell.
Yeah, which is definitely like a big thing for kids usually, you know, that like.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you find anything for kids, like if you see a hot deal on like kids fishing setup, let me know.
And this like 2S, like their symbol even looks kind of cool. Yeah. You know, it's not like this garbage.
Yeah,
that other thing,
it's appealing, no doubt.
Yeah, this one doesn't even have a symbol on it, and it says one way on the thing. I don't even know. Well, yeah, I know it doesn't spin the other way. I mean, but it does. You can flip off the anti-reverse and. So I don't even know what the hell one way means because it doesn't go just.
They just stamped it on there. They just seen it, and some Chinese manufacturer just said, "Yeah, no, put one way on there."
Right. Yeah, I think that's. That looks like Spanish. It does say made in China.
Yeah, it's all Chinese. Like everything on Temu is Chinese.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I figured so, but yeah. That's another thing. People might be like, well, you should support America. I agree, but you're not going to get an American reel for $17 that's worth a shit. Yeah. A Zebco, like spin cast, or like the top, you know, just the old school click button.
Right.
If you're not familiar with the terminology, those are like $22.50.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah. So, and that's just a regular run-of-the-mill one. They make nice spin cast ones that get up into the realm of decent bait casters now. Like $100, $120 for a spin cast.
Damn.
I don't know who's out there using them. I've never seen anybody that has one.
Right.
But they sell them, so there must be
somebody's buying them.
Yeah. Yeah. So
that's really interesting to think about.
Yeah.
Well, we might have to tackle that one again. Maybe go into reels and okay. Anyways, all right, dude. Is that the deals section?
That's the deals. That's all of them. I'm just saying, Temu seems to have some pretty good price stuff. Oh, yeah. And another tip: put all of the shit you want in your cart and just let it sit there.
Oh.
Because Temu is this thing where they're trying to get you to nails, and they're just like, everything in your cart's like now $1. You're like, okay, sweet.
You're like, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Good tip. Okay. All right. Let's do some housekeeping really quick. If my video has been lagging and I've noticed a little bit, but I didn't know how bad. Is it laggy to you, Tim? Like when we're on live?
No, every once in a while it hits like a laggy note for me, but it's always done that for us every once in a while, and it never seems to affect anything. But no, right now you're super smooth.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's just internet, like there's just be drops and ebbs and flows of internet. But I noticed it in the video, and it almost seems like it gets worse as the longer we record or something. So I'm trying something new. Sorry to all the people if that's bugging you over there on YouTube. I'm trying to fix it. Trying something new here. So yeah. Anyways, YouTube. If you're seeing it on YouTube, cool. YouTube.com/@RealAFTV. Remember, they did that @ thing. Now we're also on Amazon and Apple and all that stuff. Please go over to Spotify and leave a review, or go to Apple, leave a review. Those stuffs really help us out. That would be great. And share it with people and let them know, hey, it's Real AF TV thing, or this Real AF TV thing. You can find them on that music app on YouTube now. You can just say @Real AF TV. Bam, they're there. Patreon. We got a Patreon. Go over to patreon.com/@RealAFTV. Remember, real like fish and real. And when you're sharing this with your friends, let it be known every other week podcast. On Monday, we drop a full episode. And then on Wednesday and Friday of the following week, on the off week, we call it, you can go to YouTube and you can get those topics split out. Remember, they don't get all this fun stuff that we just did, like adding deals. Is it a new segment? Maybe. I don't know. But you can go to contact. But it might be. And to let us know if you want it to be, go to realaf.tv/contact. You can email us and just be like, hey, them deals. I like that shit. Keep it going.
Yeah.
And we can do that. That's it. That's housekeeping. Let's fucking get it. The topic is going to be a fish. We're going to talk about a fish again, a specific fish that has some ties into the early part of the year. The bowfin.
Yes.
Now, I have to kick it off like this, and this is why it has ties into things. We'll get to it. We'll let Tim close on it. We'll let it work its way in, whatever. But the bowfin, they are known as dogfish also. It is very common to call them dogfish as well. Tim, that was like the first thing you called it, was a dogfish. And I was like, what the fuck is a dogfish? I was like, I know what a dogfish is, but I feel like it's been so, I don't know. I don't want to say trivialized, where it's just like, everything's a dogfish. If I don't know what it is, it's a fucking dogfish.
Right.
But kind of in a way,
yeah,
I do think that, because the more I also learned about burbot,
I think
people were calling burbot dogfish, and now I don't remember all that right now as we're talking. But I just want to say, like, that's where my perception of, like,
yeah,
I've never seen a dogfish. I've been, around a lot of fishing, and I've seen a lot of fishing, and it's just like, nobody ever shows me a dogfish. Nobody ever goes like, I got a picture of a dogfish. Look, I caught the dogfish. They always just be telling stories about dogfish.
Yeah.
I was like, sounds mythical.
I got a picture someplace. I caught one.
Do you?
Yeah. I don't know. It was a long time ago. I caught one off a fishing pier.
Really?
Yeah, randomly. Wasn't real big, but yeah, I was fishing for it, and then I reel it up, and sure enough, doing its thing. Barking. That's why they call them dogfish, dude. They bark. They make weird noises.
I did not know that.
Yeah, and they make weird ass noises.
It never came up in the research that was like a reason to call them that.
When you Google dogfish, it doesn't pop up normally right away, because a dogfish is a shark.
Right. There is like a dogfish. Yeah. To the wider world, Right. To
Yeah.
the wider world. Yeah. There's a dogfish shark.
Which
yeah.
I think is better description, like
What do you
more
mean?
fitting. Because I feel like a shark is more like a dog and would be like a dogfish.
You mean
Like
in the
if you,
sense of like it'll fetch for you and shit? Or
yeah,
what?
like, well, if you throw something, it's gonna chase it down. You try to run from it, it's gonna fucking swim after you and bite your goddamn foot. Like if you catch it and it feels threatened and you put your hand in the wrong spot, it'll turn around and nip you. You
Yeah.
know?
I
Just
got you.
nipping.
A lot more
Yeah,
dog characteristics. Yeah.
yeah.
And this
But
one,
then we do have the one that ours makes noise. It
yeah,
doesn't
it
necessarily
kind
sound
of
like a bark, but it's weird.
barks.
It kind of sounds like a bark, but it's like in distress, and you're like holding its mouth shut. It's like it comes from in here.
Right.
It's weird. Yeah, dude.
That must be weird to hear though. When you pull up a fish, that's got to be a little distressing on its own.
It is, because you catch it and you're just like, I heard these things making noise, and you hear it and you go, oh shit, because then you gotta look at everybody that's near you. Did you hear it? It did.
Right. Yeah. I'm not the only one, right?
Yeah,
Hear
because you
this with
never
me?
actually like catch one. But yeah, it's because I didn't read everything that you wrote down, but it's because they can breathe air.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we'll get into
Yeah.
it for sure. But yeah. You already knew that. So yeah. I mean,
but they don't have lungs.
no, they do not
Yeah.
have lungs, and we'll get in. Yeah, we'll get into that. Let's just keep it going here. Because yes, they're dogfish. There it is. Put it to bed. Everybody, like everywhere, it's like, yep. They definitely common name is dogfish.
Do you have all the other nicknames?
I do. I don't have all of them, but I have a good amount of them.
Yeah, there's a shit ton of them.
They're okay. So I'll just say this before that was a great setup. Before I read this list, this is an incomplete list. There are super localized nicknames for these things that I did not write down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call them dogfish up here. And when you get to other areas, they're just like, oh yeah, that's the old what so-and-so.
Yeah. Like down in the bayou, like they have a different name for it. And you know, there was hyper localized ones that, in my opinion, they were hyper localized. I didn't even write them down. But you can also, from some of this, we'll get into it. So this one wasn't really like this one's more of a kind of like spin off of the name and stuff. Mille calva. I was like, never heard of that. But they were like, that's what you call them. I'm like, what? Okay. A grindle. A mudfish.
Yeah.
Grindle, you heard that one?
Well, I remember that one when I was looking into it, because I remember thinking of Grundle was I think that's the like monster from Beowulf. Is the Grundle.
Okay.
And I'm like, oh, that guy's known as being like a piece of shit. And these dogfish got kind of a reputation of being a dickhead.
Yeah, they kind of do.
Yeah.
We'll kind of we'll have time to talk about that. Okay, mudfish was another one.
Yep.
Blackfish.
Yep.
Cottonfish.
Oh, I didn't hear cottonfish. That's a weird one.
So I got a little more info on that one. And a cypress trout.
Ooh.
So here we have a little bit of like some of the, I think the cottonfish and the cypress trout are a little bit of localized ones.
Sure.
Because first of all, cypress, right? Like,
right.
There's only cypress trees in so much of the United States. So that has to be. Cottonfish was very weird because it was like a texture thing. And I was like, okay. That's weird.
Smooth.
But it didn't appear to be a texture thing for the fish while it's alive. It was like a cooked thing.
Like the meat.
Yeah.
Oh.
So I didn't write it all down. I just was like, so
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because do you have anything about the cuisine
of the Bowfin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we can jump into it quick.
Well, we can go back. We can go to that later. I was just wondering if you got it, so we can touch on that. So we can touch on what maybe the reason for cottonfish is in a little bit. But like some of the ones that I found were interesting when I was looking at the names.
Yeah.
Did you say mudfish?
Yeah, the mudfish. Yep.
Yeah, and blackfish.
Yep.
Blackfish are like and mudfish are like the two that I heard people like referring to them as, like that's their
Oh,
known ones.
okay.
But I also heard like German bass, shoe pike, bugle mouth bass, which makes sense
Really?
because of the where they're
Oh,
just like,
yeah. Okay.
it's not a small mouth, it's not a large mouth. That fucker makes noise. He's a bugle bass. Or like another one was scaly cat, which makes sense that
What?
it kind of looks like a little catfish, but then their face are like, I've always thought of them as looking like armor plated. So I could see why
Yeah.
somebody would call it like a scaly cat. Like catfish don't
Oh,
have
yeah, because
scales. They're
cat don't
smooth.
have scales. Mm-hmm.
And the bowfin is smooth as well, except for when you see their face, it's like armor plated.
Right.
I think they look like Pokemon, dude. Their face are nothing like any fish you've seen. They look like dinosaurs.
It is a fucking dinosaur, dude.
Really?
We'll get into that in a little. Like we'll go into that because that'll tie into like me and you and fishing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna skip over like the scientific name for right now, but and kind of and just jump into it because they are fucking dinosaurs, dude. It's the only recognized living representative of its family, the Amida, which dates back to the Jurassic period, 200 to 145 million years ago.
Damn, dude.
They are descendants of
That's
fucking
crazy.
dinosaurs, man.
And so I'm not fibbing when I say it's unlike anything you've ever seen. It's the only one left of its kind. And
So
they're doing just fine because they can breathe air. I heard. Oh, hold on a second. I got it. We could talk about more stuff, but I got.
Well, you said it's the only one. So we'll get into that in a little bit.
Oh, are there more?
Hold that. Yeah, just put a pin in that thought.
Okay.
We'll get to it later. Keep going.
Okay. So they got a couple of. I found an article where I was reading stuff about them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I saw this different stuff. And this article was on. So the article actually came from fishingsecrets.com.
Okay.
By a dude named Tony Little.
Nice.
So shout out Tony if you hear this, because I thought it was a great article. But it's on like some other website where there's like a forum, so people are allowed like to kind of like say stuff about this article.
Okay.
And people were saying that this is where I heard the people talking about the different
the names, like the nicknames.
Yeah,
and shit?
the different names.
Yeah.
The one guy does say Grinnell's here in Texas. And he says, I catch one or two a year. Always think it's the best until I see it. Kind of nasty critter. But one of them said, the other one says, yeah, the old blackfish menace. And then he says, in my neck of the woods, the hurricanes killed the rivers here, and only thing left was the bowfin. Like, so it wiped out the rivers, and the bowfin was, that's why they're still living after all this time, because a hurricane can take out all the rivers, all the other fish perish, and the bowfin is just like, why don't you idiots just breathe the air?
Dude, yes. Yes. That is going to become a theme. Yes, that is such a good setup. Like, with that in mind, continue listening to the rest of the podcast, because this fucking fish, man, is crazy to know. You know, it's like, okay, the only living representative of its family, the Amidae, which goes back to the Jurassic period. What the fuck, dude? You already know it breathes air. It does breathe air.
Yep.
Here's the part that blows me away. Okay.
Yeah.
Muddy fish, mudfish, you know, like wipes out the river. Bowfin's still there.
Yep.
These are freshwater fish.
Yeah.
They're not brackish water fish.
Right.
That's like, I never saw that they were brackish water.
No, me neither.
So they're from the Great Lakes through the Mississippi Basin, you know, spread out from the Mississippi Basin all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico,
Okay.
just to give that high level. But this is the part that blows me away. Clear water.
Yeah, dude.
I couldn't fucking believe it. They got this reputation of just being like a dirty catfish, basically, right? And catfish live in the mud. Like all catfish live in the fucking mud. It's called a mudfish some places.
Right.
You know, the blackfish would indicate that it lives in a darker water environment.
Right.
As we've seen from other fish, you know, it's like kind of like the deeper they live and or the like more mucky it is, they tend to kind of adapt to the area.
Yep.
But they prefer clear water. I was like, what?
Yeah. I think that's the thing, is that they'll like deal with stuff and then they just have their preferences. When you were saying that they're not in brackish waters, I think it's probably just a preference, just based off of this fish. I think it's just like, if you put it in salt water, it would just be like, well, so it's a little bit of salt.
It kind of seems that way.
Yeah.
It really does.
I don't think a lot holds this down, dude. And based off of the things I was reading about the veracity, because one of the things I really looked into was it attacking humans. Because I have heard things since I was a kid that, like, because some people will be, the same stories we talked about it before, where people would be like, hey, my sister fed the hot dogs off the dock, and then the northern would come up and bite the toes, or the muskie. Right. A lot of times they'd be the muskie.
Muskies, yeah.
Yep. And then like the more old timey, like true fishermen, those were always the ones that just be like, yeah, the muskie's not the ones you ought to be scared of, kids. It's them bowfin, the dogfish. You're just like, damn, dude, that's nuts. Whoa. For real? You gotta be there. And they're just like, yeah, you walk into the wrong spot. And I just start thinking about the Jaws guy. Just like, eyes roll back black like doll's eyes. Just, that's not true, dude. No, it is not true, but the dogfish will fuck you up. Better watch out there.
You got that. That's the guy at the local bar. Like, you totally can picture that guy. He's got his picture.
Yeah. He's just got like a scar over like his eye, and one eye's white.
Yep.
And they're just like, everybody's having a good time, and they're just like, the dogfish doesn't, and you hear like the needle, and then like everybody, like the crowd parts, and he's just sitting over on a thing with the one shot glass, and he's just like,
yep,
you kids don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, oh damn, dude.
Oh shit. Listen up. So yeah, the Clearwater thing blew me away, but they can definitely hang out in the mud. Like murky waters, mud, no problem. I saw more than one account of farmers found them in their field after freshly plowing a flooded field.
Yeah, but they found them alive,
a freshly flooded field that was able to be plowed. Just Bowfin in there, just fucking breathing air, hanging out.
Just, can you guys help me? like so I can live.
Could I get a lift, or what are you thinking?
I
could really use some clean water right now.
Yeah, totally still alive, but I, as you can see, no feet, so
it's like I kind of have this traveling problem.
Right.
I was just
dude,
fucking couldn't believe it. I'm like, oh my god.
That happens a lot with fish when the rivers get high, that they'll go up, because a lot of times when the water raises up, fish, happens with a lot of different species. When the water rises, the fish go shallow.
Yep.
Because it's like washing like new food into the water. Could be crayfish, could be bugs, insects, whatever it is. Right. It's all up shallow. So they move up shallow.
Yep.
And then if the water retreats and they're not in the right spot, it doesn't need to get that deep before certain spots of hills and stuff all of a sudden just cut them off completely from the main river.
Right.
And they're stuck in this little pond, and then they go shit.
Right.
And most fish just die. and then the bowfin just goes, did it again. You guys, God, second year in a row. I should have known.
Like, it's not the first time. Shit.
Yeah, but
So yeah, crazy fish. Yeah, that's the thing. Most of them die off, and the bowfin hangs in. The other thing that got me about their habitat, adults typically live deep, like they kind of live down there. So like if you're fishing for them, they're gonna go down there. You know, like they might be down quite a ways. So when they were called bass and stuff like that, I was like, huh, people calling them bass. That's kind of interesting. But I also read that at night they tend to come into the shallows. So it's almost like they don't like the sun or something.
I mean, it could be that they just like it to be a little bit cooler, but yeah, you don't see them swimming around a lot. I have seen them before.
Okay.
And I had that one eat my sunfish on the stringer still. Just swims away with the friggin' stringer out of its mouth.
Oh my
that
God.
One was just like, what are you doing, dude? Yeah. But that was up shallow. I was real shallow.
Sure.
That was when I was way younger. I had one big sunfish on like the old school style stringer where you put it through the gill and then like, you know, it's got like a keychain loop and you pull it.
Yeah.
And you just
so like the metal spike on the nylon rope.
Yeah.
And you put it through. Yeah.
Yep. And I didn't even like really put it on there on the boat at all. Mm-hmm. It was like half-assed because I'm like, the sunfish isn't going to pull it off.
Right.
I was not thinking about another fish coming to eat it because you go and you go out there and fish and stuff, and you're always trying to use like the smallest line and stuff because you don't want them to see it.
Right.
And this literally has a rope hanging out of its mouth.
Right.
And the bowfin's just like, I don't give a shit, dude. And just ate it. And it swam away, and I tried to catch it. I couldn't. I was trying to like just get a hold of that rope. And crazy. Yeah, he was gone, but that was a big one. That's why I was talking. Like, that's why we brought up before, possibly talking about breaking the state record, because those are big ass. I'm talking, it was a big ass sunfish, dude. I had a big ass sunfish on that stringer, and he ate that motherfucker whole. Just swallowed the whole stringer. Chomped. I didn't see it happen. I just go, where the fuck is my stringer? And then I saw him swimming away with it in his mouth. Like, son of a bitch.
Dude,
you guys are
crazy.
Crafty. Yeah. But I mean, that's how you gotta catch them, I guess. Use a giant fish in shallow water in the
maybe we'll get into what they eat and stuff like that. But
yeah,
we'll jump into size now, because when you said like how big they get, I wanted to hear what you've seen in comparison to other things, because long tube-like fish is what they just kind of describe it, and you described it as like a Pokemon.
Dude, they got
because the head is fucking weird. It's almost like other part, like Pokemon are kind of like, not to shit on Pokemon design, because almost all of them are really good, but like they're parts of other animals. This thing looks like it's fucking been put together with other things.
Right.
And you're used to seeing lots of northerns and muskies and stuff like that swimming around underwater. This is a tube-like fish.
Yeah.
Similar colors in our area to muskies and northerns and stuff like that. In a way, that greenish, right?
Yeah. Closer to northern, I would say, because it's like darker the whole way. A muskie's like got like a light background.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah. It's that darker green, almost brown, like somewhere in there. So it blends in with the weeds good as hell, and the weeds are all brown and green.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you see them, when they're swimming away, like this description of them being tube-like, does it fit in with that northern and that musky like feel? Or is it just something you can just pick out because it's more tube-like in a circular fashion, where the other ones are like fucking narrow?
It's real. The body's kind of similar when you see them swimming, but I think the biggest difference is that you can see it in the face.
Just like that fucking head shape.
The northerns have a long face, and the bowfin does not. It is definitely a shorter face. So it just kind of, it's like almost the profile from the top of like a lake trout, where
Oh.
it's just like a stubbier nose,
Uh-huh.
but that head is wide and it's thick because of like a muskie in northern can have like a wide head, like kind of by the eyes, and then
Okay.
it'll just kind of like go up to like where the snout is because that's their whole mouth opens up. And a
Yep.
bowfin is like it's kind of like thick by the eyes, and then it just kind of like rounds off faster.
And then that's it.
Yeah, their face isn't nearly as long.
Yeah. Does that
But
dorsal fin on top? Because they have one long dorsal fin that goes from like mid back
yeah,
to their ass, basically to their tail.
that's why they get confused with the eel pout sometimes.
Oh yeah, because they have that similar like
Yeah,
that
because they have that
particular.
same kind of tail, and they're just weird looking, and people don't catch them much.
Right. Right.
So when you catch them, people are just like, "What the hell is that? Is it dogfish? Is it what is that?"
Right. That's what
Yeah,
I think
they're
leads to like almost the mystery, that added
right.
level of mystery, like we opened up with.
Yeah,
Like,
they're really easy to tell the difference when you know what they are, like the differences between the two.
uh-huh.
They're very easy to tell the difference. I don't think they look at all alike at all, but
Right.
they're really the only two fish that we have that has that kind of a tail.
Yeah.
It's
And that
between
single dorsal fin across the top too.
right,
Right.
yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
you got catfish. Certain catfish can kind of have a tail that looks like that,
Sure.
but it doesn't go all the way up. They have like a separate spiny dorsal fin normally,
Yeah. A
depending
catfish.
on the
Yeah.
depending on the species. But yeah, it's a wild looking fish, but you can when you see it in the water, you can tell. And then the biggest thing is if you get a good look at its tail,
Mm-hmm.
it's got that black dot. They all
Yeah.
have that black dot. It's like a walleye has the white tip on the tail,
Oh yeah.
which is very easy to identify once you see it. You're like, white tip, that's the walleye. I can
Once you
see
know
it.
what you're looking for. Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
because sometimes I've seen them like deeper in the water and you have like, you're not 100% sure what you're seeing. And then you get a good look at the tail
Mm.
and you go, fuck, that was a walleye for sure. That was a big walleye, dude. Big walleye. You get excited, but
Mm.
he already saw you. So most likely he's not going to bite.
Right.
Those walleyes are one that stands true for. Sometimes people say like if they see you, you aren't going to catch them, and a lot of things I've been able to coax into eating still. But a walleye has been one where if I see it, normally I can't catch it.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Like maybe if I spot it from a distance, but like if I see it like underneath the boat, I go fuck.
Right.
He knows I'm here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Been busted, dude.
Shit. Damn it.
Yeah, but the bowfin too. I've seen those fucking things. I've tried to throw frogs over them. I've tried to throw crankbaits over them. I've seen them. I know they're there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like it doesn't want anything to do with the baits I'm tossing.
That's so weird because again, to the whole like it's been around for fucking ever and the hurricanes wipe it out, or wipe out the rivers, but the bowfin stays around.
Yeah.
We're not done with the fish itself yet, but because I want to go back to that black dot, but you just brought it up. It's too good. They eat fucking anything, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you just look at this fish and you go, I think this fish likes good shit, like clear
Yeah.
water, and
Yeah.
I think it likes big fat sunnies, and I think
Mhm.
it enjoys luxuries. Like
Right.
I know I'm personifying this thing, but it's like
Yeah.
it likes to live in luxury.
Yeah.
But if it's got to live a hard life, fuck it. It's fine. It's going to
Right.
hang in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll fucking eat anything. So I can't believe I'm hearing you throw frogs and all this other shit. And it just doesn't want it because, like, here's what they eat: amphibians, crustaceans, insects, snakes, other fish. It's carnivorous. It'll fucking eat anything that moves, basically. But getting it to eat it, though, maybe not easy as an angler.
I don't know, dude. I've seen them and I have a hard time getting them to bite.
Huh.
There's definitely less numbers of those fish than anything else. The one that I caught was on a worm. And since you were saying that it like likes to live in luxury, now I'm picturing that same like old man, but like now that's the fish. And the fish is more just like, I'm picturing like another fish just being like, the river's coming in here and it's getting awfully murky right here. And then that fish is just like, I've seen worse, kid. You should come deeper. It's gonna get warm. It just does whatever it wants.
Right.
Knows what's going on, and they're just like, have you ever been hard up for food? And just like, what do you do if they have a stringer? Like, if you see a fish just hanging there, you don't eat those, do you? What do you mean you don't eat those? They're just there. You eat those.
Yes, dude. That's so funny.
I feel like it's just like that fish is the old man. They're just like one and the same.
They are the
person.
same. Yeah.
They've been around forever. Nothing can kill them.
Right.
And they're just like, don't give a shit about anything.
Right. Yeah. And the thing is that to put more of that personality on it, even they can live 30 fucking years.
That's a long time.
That's a long time for a fish.
Yeah, that's like double a lot of the fish around here. That's like twice for sure.
Right. And it makes it makes that old man personification of a Bowfin even just more perfect. Of like,
right. And then their fish years too, like how dog years are too. It's probably 30, but in like whatever fish years, it's probably like the one fish year equals like 10 human years. I would like to say like further. It's like 30 human years. Mm-hmm. So he's like 300 years old in his.
He's a fucking Gandalf of fish.
Yeah.
Old fucking has a beard somehow.
Yeah. For whatever reason, he jumps one time just to show one of the other fish. And then lands back and they're just like, whoa, Grandpa, I didn't know you could do that. He's just like, do what? Sometimes you got to get up, kid. Just like doesn't give a shit. I don't know. Now we're just making these things out to be just the coolest damn fish in the world.
I know, dude.
It's voiced by that old guy that voices everything. That big white mustache.
But yep. Voices over all that shit. That's who exactly you're doing. That voice is spot on, dude.
It's 100% who I've been watching that 1883 with the wife.
Oh yeah.
Like
Nice.
Yeah, he's like the main guy in there. I got that in there, and then my son watches The Good Dinosaur.
Yep.
You just can't, Arlo.
Yep.
He's the dad dinosaur. So.
No, he's the dad T-Rex in Good Dinosaur.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, he's not the. Yeah, he's. I told him what for. Yeah, what does he even say? He got bit in the face by
a gator.
By a gator.
Yep.
He just got the gator's tooth is next to his tooth.
Yeah.
Oh, that he says that one line I love in there. He just goes, just one thing. I wasn't ready for dying.
That's right.
That's 100% the Bowfin saying shit like that.
Right.
I swam up, river went down, lost all the water, sitting in that farmer's field, baking in the sun. Just one thing. I wasn't ready for dying.
Oh my God, that's so good. Yes, dude. Nailed it.
Oh shit, yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about that air bladder there for a second. We'll get back to the dot still. We can't forget about the dot on the tail because it's very there's some stuff about it. But let's talk about that air thing because you're right. They don't have lungs.
Right.
It's not like they have fucking some kind of weird hybrid situation going on. No,
they have the same shit as every other fish.
Yeah. They have an air bladder, but they know how they can breathe using this air bladder. So they go up and they do that right away. Like it's something they're born instinct with. Because you can catch the little ones, like the school of little fish, gulping air. Like they're already learning how to gulp air or like training it or whatever it is. The school of little bowfins will go gulp air.
It's crazy.
Isn't it?
And they've just somehow figured out how to use it.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't say every other fish because I don't know if all other fish have it. But yeah, it's like a
lot
swim
of fish
bladder.
Have air bladders, though.
Yeah, and they can pull it in and just like hold the air. It's what helps them suspend.
Right.
They get a little bit of air in there, and that's what like makes them, you know, sit level. That's why
Yeah.
they don't sink or rise. They're just right where they want to be. And
Yeah.
for whatever reason, these fuckers know how to pull it in faster. And I don't know if they can just swim up and like get some in there. And it must just be enough oxygen that they can like absorb through the bladder or whatever. That, you know, like, because the gills are just taking oxygen out of the water. I don't
Right.
know if their swim bladder just has that same capability somehow. It must.
Yeah, in some way
But
it
that's
does.
the,
Yes, because it
that's,
very like my research was it's breathing through the air bladder.
yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And that's the same way it makes the noise. Because it doesn't have like vocal cords. It just has that like pouch of air in it, and it like squeezes it out and it just goes, oh, oh. That's why it makes that weird noise, because it's coming from down wherever the fuck the air bladder
wherever
is.
that bladder is.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's what it's doing, is like as soon as it gets out of the water, it just starts trying to breathe. And
Right.
it's not doing like it's not trying to make a noise,
I don't know.
but it's just what happens
When it breathes in. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't catch that part. Again, I didn't hear anything about and when I was reading, nothing said anything about the noise that they make, but it was very clear. Like,
yeah,
it breathes through gills. Don't get it twisted. It's a fish. Loves clear water. It breathes water. It breathes in the water. It's got gills.
Yeah.
Times get hard. It uses that air bladder to breathe.
Does what it wants.
Holy shit.
Gnarly.
Yeah, dude. So crazy.
That's crazy.
So let's talk about this dot on its tail quick, because that's like one of the big dead giveaways on it.
Big giveaway.
The males are the only ones with the black dot. Females do not have the black dot. So that's something, unless...
Well, what the shit?
They're juvenile. So juveniles have a black dot for a while.
Yeah.
And then when they mature, it's only the males, not the females. And there's like a yellow orangish dot around the black dot too. So like that's how you can really tell a mature male for sure. But yeah, so males and females, while they're juveniles, they both have the dot, but the dot kind of moves up and it becomes the big dominant black dot that it is when it's a mature male. Females, no dot.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I feel like I've only caught, or like I did catch the one with the dot and seen another one with the dot. I wonder if I have a female. I haven't saw one in a while. But it wasn't too long ago. It was like a couple of years ago where I saw one. Like, oh shit, I haven't seen that in a while. I didn't think they were still here, but I didn't. I can identify the fish from the face,
right,
and the body so well that I don't look for that dot, especially when I'm in shallow water. Like, I know what I'm looking at, so I don't know if I really even paid attention to the dot. And it might have been something where I'm just like, can't see the dot. We catch it. I'll show you the dot.
Yeah.
Maybe it literally was I wasn't seeing a dot because it wasn't a male.
Right.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I learned something today.
Good. That's the whole point of this shit. But so on that note, the females are also bigger, which is no surprise, right?
That's pretty, I think across the board.
That's almost always the case, right?
Yeah, I think the ladies get bigger with almost every species. I don't know if there is one where it's opposite that.
Yeah. I mean, every time we do one of these fish episodes, it's just like, it just always is the case. It's like, that was just a familiar thing. So on that stat though, let's talk about that. Let's talk about stats and sizes and stuff like that. Up to 30 inches and 21.5 pounds, roughly 21.6 pounds. That's sort of like here's what stats say.
Yeah.
Go to Minnesota. We got 12 pounds, 9 ounces for At 31.5 inches. That's our record.
Okay.
That's out of the Mississippi there, over in Wabasha.
Telling you, those things got to be close, bro. Got to be close. Those fish. Man, I got to catch one.
The ones that you've seen?
Yeah. The one that I caught on that one lake had to have been, I don't know, maybe like 20 something, like a little bit over 20 inches.
Yeah.
Maybe like 22 or something. 20, and it was only like 5 pounds. It was kind of skinny. It wasn't that big.
Okay.
20 might be too long, but it wasn't that big. It was only like a 5-pound fish.
Okay.
It put up a pretty decent fight, but yeah, it's like a quarter of what it could be, and it definitely was nowhere near the 2 fish that I've seen.
Okay.
They used to swim around up shallow.
And
that's why, like, that's why people are like, "Don't go over there; those are the bad ones."
Because they could see them, and then it's rumor. What is it? The lore around it is bigger than the fish itself. Kind of situation.
But this one, I was actually able to find some stories. It's not 100% lore, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the largest one in the United States at 21.8 pounds from South Carolina.
Okay. That's a big. 21.8 is heavy.
Yeah, like that's got some weight to it, right?
Yeah. That's, I think like a 40-inch muskie is like around that weight.
Holy shit! That's what I was hoping you were going to say, because I was going to say, what is a muskie?
They're tanky. Yeah, like a 30-inch walleye would weigh probably like in the realm of like 15 to 16 pounds.
Oh, yeah. So if you talk about this 31.5-inch one weighing 12 pounds, that was actually like, that was what the Bowfin weighed. So like, it's not, that was a heavy walleye that you were talking about.
Yes, that's 30 inches of trophy. Like a walleye, 30 inches, like that's the kind that you put on your wall. So that's a big ass walleye.
Yeah, and they get and walleyes get some big old tum-tums on them. Like those things can get.
Yeah, they do. They get fat. Dude.
Those can get huge. This Bowfins just seem to stay this tube. And so, yeah, just make me think. Anyways, we'll jump off that. And
we're
going to talk. Oh, okay.
My man, I just looked up the walleye conversion weight chart just as a guess. Like the biggest ones I've heard of are like 16 to 18. So that's what I was guessing. And I'm guessing those are more like what you're talking about, where they do get really fat. Because on average, it's showing like a 30-inch walleye is like 10. 31-inch is 11 pounds. So that thing's like twice the weight of a walleye at the same length.
Holy shit.
And I bet half of it's its fucking head.
Yeah. It's that tube. Monster. It's just like, it just keeps itself as one big fucking tubey tank thing.
Yeah, they're thick, dude.
They are. So, okay.
Ferocious.
Let's get into that, because we already talked about how they'll just like fucking eat anything. And they have these teeth. Conical teeth is what I kept. They're cone-like teeth. So this thing's got some like ancient fucking looking teeth on it, even. In my opinion. I have never seen them up close, but I know what a cone tooth looks like. And I'm just like, that's a dinosaur tooth.
Walleyes have like cone-shaped teeth too. But
do they?
Yeah, a little bit. That's why you can handle them like it. Like northern and muskie are like blade shaped.
Yeah.
More.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking slash you. Like if you put your hand in their mouth, like you're gonna bleed. Probably.
You're gonna get cut up. Yeah.
But the walleye teeth are there. It's more like a puncture wound, if anything. Oh. Like you can reach in and grab your jig out and not have to worry about it.
Oh.
But walleyes are also like, once you catch them, they're not dicks. You know, they're not still like
Yeah.
Fuck you, motherfucker.
Right.
Because
Yeah,
that's
they're
what it
pretty
seems
mellow.
like these guys are.
I would assume that they are. Yeah.
Yeah.
But those teeth. So what do you hear? What are the stories that you're hearing about these teeth? Because like people seem to be so afraid of them, but like you just explained though, most people don't have too much of a problem with walleye. But you see a walleye, like a mounted walleye, you see those teeth on there. It's something I'm intimidated by because I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't had enough hands-on experience with them. So I'm thinking, fuck that. This fish is crazy and it's got crazy teeth. No wonder the stories are huge, but they're not just lore.
Right. Yeah, they're definitely not, because
Fuck.
this guy was talking about different stuff and how he fought it. And it says that the fishermen are often fooled by the Bowfin's tremendous fight.
Yep.
Bowfin remind me, I don't even know what the hell this is supposed to mean. Bowfin remind me of a cross between a beaver, snake, muskie, and catfish. Which is like, what the hell would that be? I don't even know. I haven't never caught
That's
a
the
snake
weirdest
or
Pokemon
a
I've ever heard of.
beaver. Yeah, it doesn't look like any of that shit. But it says that it'll eat almost anything, and there's a good chance that after landing a nice sized bowfin, your spinner bait or weapon of choice has seen its last day on the water. Dogfish destroy anything it comes in contact with their mouths. Fight harder than anything you've ever caught, and will tear some meat loose from your body if you're not careful.
Jeez.
Yeah, their head is large and flat on top, consisting of a double skull of bone.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I don't know if that's like the armor plating is like legitimately like another bone on the outside. And it says double, consisting of a double skull of bone and cartilage.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that's like a secondary, but it says their teeth are sharp and strong. Handling guys isn't an art, but it takes brute force.
Fuck.
And one of these people says in the comments, he says, you said some bowfin even attack humans. Now, before I tell you this, what happens, what they're saying is that it has its offspring.
Yep.
And it will protect them until they're like 4 to 8 inches long.
Yep.
And it will protect them from anything,
Yeah.
including humans.
Okay. Yeah. I wrote that down actually. Not that part exactly, but here's what I wrote down. Is that
Okay.
so we won't go in the spawning yet, but I said male will protect the eggs and the littles until they're ready to forage on their own. You just said like 4 to 6 inches, right?
Yeah.
They will fight off predators to the school of fry.
Yeah. And they'll fight off anything, including humans. And this guy says, where you say that they even attack humans, I've had a male around 8 pounds clamp onto my foot while I was swimming, and he didn't let go. We had to get a metal rod and raise the jaws off my foot, and I had to get 12 stitches to cover the wound.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So it's just like you got up into its area and it had its babies, and it just goes, fuck you, foot. And just
shit.
Yeah. So it will, like, I don't think it's like super duper common because, like I said, those two bowfin used to be relatively close to the cabin, and we would see them all the time.
Okay.
And there was nobody from my cabin or the couple cabins over that ever got bit by one.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So, and those, they had to have had fry around the same time.
I would think so. I would think so. But here's something else too about that. Well, yeah, here goes spawning. Let's talk about it, because here's why I think it's not. So yes, they have a reputation, and that happens, and that, I believe that guy's story entirely.
Yeah, me
but
too.
Here's where I think we're probably getting a southern story versus something up here. And so they spawn in the spring.
Yeah.
It between April and June is what it said. But remember, okay, so these things are down south too. And there's a difference between spring in Florida and spring in Minnesota.
Yeah.
So I actually found the water temp, and they say 61 to 66 degrees. Ain't nobody swimming in 61 and 66 degree water up here. Fuck that.
No, but that's when they spawn. So
Yeah.
they be protecting their fry well in the summer.
No, not really. It's only a few days. Like they don't hang. They're not that. You think so? From
Well,
what I
'cause
saw, it doesn't take them that long to get up to speed.
They protect their fry, from what I read, until they get to like 4 to 8 inches long. And I don't know how big they start, but I was imagining like they're definitely not coming out 8 inches. Like this is like 4.
Right.
8 is like,
Yeah, double. Yeah,
that's
a good.
that's a big
That's a
fish right
big
away.
fish.
That's like a
fry.
that's
Yeah.
like that size, depending on
Damn.
how big they come out, would be considered, like in a walleye or anything else, would be considered like a yearling, which is the nickname that they give them for a fish that took a year to get that big.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
but
they don't take that long.
I don't know for sure, which, yeah, it makes sense that it's not that. You know, the other theory that I was thinking too is when you're talking about like how they maybe the reason, I know they're not this smart, but maybe the reason that they don't like the muddy water is because they're like 50 Cent in his one song where he's talking about how when you see him on the street, if you're real, you know how to holler G Unit, because
Yeah.
he hate to, pop one in his fan. And I think that's kind of the same thing with, or what do you say, clap one in my fan?
Yeah, I forget exactly the line, but I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah.
And I think that might be the same thing with the bowfin, where like in clear water, it can look up and be like, human, all good. I see your foot.
Right.
I got kids, dude. If you could just not, that'd be great.
Right.
But in murky water, something moves and it just goes,
it can't help itself.
I gotta fuck this thing up, dude. I don't know if I think
Right.
it's the way it's moving. It feels like a person, but I can't take no chances, son.
Right.
You know,
I'm playing games with my family.
You're trying to fuck with my kids.
Motherfucker trying to kill my father.
You're trying to kill my father.
Yeah. So I'll just say I thought I had figured it out that it was like 8 to 10. So it's 8 to 10 days to hatch, and then I thought it was another 8 to 10 to get up to size.
Oh, I mean, it could be. Maybe it's like a super small window.
Now that we're talking, I don't think I found exactly I think I misinterpreted that part of it. But I will say that the males protect the eggs and the fry until the fry are foraging on their own.
That would be, that would really fit into the lore well, though, of what we're going with. I've been on my own since I was 8 days old.
How old are you now, Grandpa? 29.
Old enough to party.
Oh, shit. That's funny. So, dude, another thing. Here we go. These fish are fucking hardy, long-living bastards that just are like, this is the first time I remember hearing this in all of our fish episodes.
Yeah.
Males will accept multiple females. Am I just missing that from other ones? Is it just me?
No, I don't think that's normally, because, I mean, maybe that happens, but I don't think it happens a lot, because they'll like make a nest and then a female just comes by. Maybe the female is like trying to find a male that has an empty nest, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if it happens
sounds
with
new
other
to me.
fish. Yeah, because I don't know if it's like a male thing where they're like waiting for like more eggs, or, I mean, honestly,
no,
still going.
They'll just do multiple. They'll have multiple litters, basically, is what it said.
Yeah.
They'll just be like, hey, you want to lay some fucking eggs over here? It's cool. I'll
Right.
bite your nose.
Yeah.
That's how they start
Yeah.
mating.
Oh,
Can you
really?
imagine two of those flat-faced little fuckers biting at each other?
Just biting at each other's nose. How old are you, Grandpa? Old enough to party. How old is Grandma? I'm not sure which one is your grandma.
So yeah, it's like that. It's that one more thing in that running theme of like, these things are fucking
Yeah, dude.
tough.
That's crazy. They are tough. I'm accepting. And just talking to the grandkids still. How did you and Grandma meet? I put a sign up near the beach that said accepting all comers.
Gives them the wink. And that's when the parents jump in and go, God damn it, Dad, you're gross. Okay.
You got a little fucking stringer hanging out of your mouth there, Dad. Clean yourself up.
Okay. Little bit of stuff here before we wrap it up. So you remember how you said that the Bowfin were the only living thing of its family, the Amidae? So they are. Oh, we forgot the traditional. I'm supposed to fuck up the scientific name. And then,
yeah.
Whatever. Fuck it. We're moving on. So it's the only living member, right? So there's some discussion. Bowfin are the only living Amidae left, or like they're the only Amidae left living. That's true.
Okay.
But you said one, and I was like, yes, put a pin in that. Hold that thought, right? Because one is now up for discussion. They believe that they've done. They believe now that there's enough evidence that there's two kinds of Bowfin.
Oh.
Yeah, and though they look, they're super similar.
Yeah.
They are sure that there's two kinds, and really it boils down to there's one northern one and there's one southern one, and that they are actually two different kinds of Bowfin, though very similar. They are two different species of Bowfin, technically.
I see.
But they're still Bowfin, and they're still the Amidae. So does that make sense? The way I'm saying that?
Yeah.
I feel okay.
Yeah. No, I get it. It's like the same. It's like a walleye and a sauger, like real similar.
Thank you.
But they're just slightly different,
Yeah. There was a diversion
the difference is
long time ago, but they're like the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Minnesota farmers. Now, this was something I got from the DNR that I was very surprised to see. Minnesota farmers were exploring selling their caviar.
Oh.
I was like, what? And then I find out Cajun caviar. So seems like Nolan's already got this figured out, man.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Oh man, Cajun caviar.
So supposedly, like that's like the nickname for the Bowfin eggs, and I guess they're delicious.
Makes sense. I mean, it seems to be now knowing that people also like Bowfin caviar, that the dinosaurs produce the best fish eggs, because regular caviar is from a sturgeon.
Yep.
And those are also dinosaurs.
Yep.
So if you want to you find yourself a dinosaur, do yourself a favor and pop a couple of those eggs.
Eat those fucking eggs, dude. For real. You set me up for the perfect thing, though. Is like all of this makes me super stoked to try to hunt Bowfin. Like,
oh dude,
I want you to go find it, or like us to go out to get, however it works out, because in our dream fish, I'm like, it's a sturgeon for me. Like, I just really want sturgeon. There's so much
Yeah.
about it being ancient, and there's other, and I went in, and when we talked about our dream fish, now I'm putting the bowfin high up on my list too because
Hell yeah.
of that ancient dinosaur. I want to fucking catch a dinosaur. Look, that has so much to do with it. And now
Yeah.
knowing caviar.
Yeah, dude. I didn't know about the caviar.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna be pissed if I catch one with a circle.
Don't want that one with the circle on the tail no more. Damn it.
Come, bro. I'm trying to catch your lady. What are you doing, dude? No, it'll be fine because I still want to eat that. Because did you see with the table fare what they compare it to as far as taste goes?
No, I didn't actually get that far, but what I did find was
okay.
we've talked about them. We haven't really pointed out how tough and fucking like they are armored. They are that kind of like armory outside fish. Like they got a tough skin on them. But I heard, well, first of all, they get old, like that old, like an old mature male. Yeah, this is what puts them in the like you don't really want to eat zone because of all the mercury and buildup and shit that can happen in those old fish.
That seems to be like with any fish when you get a really big one,
right?
They're old and they're not good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind. With this next statement, what I'd found was some of the best smoked fish you can get.
Ooh, smoked fish.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about that. Because I would tell you what I heard. First off, they cite in this Joy of Cooking has recipes and diagrams on how you can clean and fillet the bowfin. I'm assuming that there's a YouTube video out there also. I just haven't looked into it yet because I haven't caught one. That's one of those where I catch one, then we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do all this research and get myself all worked up on cleaning one before I catch one. I don't want to, count my eggs before they hatch in my mouth. That thing, give me that caviar. But no, they said
before the hatch.
So it says that others to others they are delicacies, comparing the bowfin to crawfish and snapping turtle.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was like, I like crawfish. I haven't had snapping turtle, but that sounds interesting to me.
Yeah.
Like it's just kind of like a snapping turtle. I would assume is kind of. I have had other amphibians. A turtle's an amphibian, right?
I think so.
I believe. I've had other ones, and they're just kind of like a fishy chicken,
Yeah, I agree.
Where it's like
they're a little tougher, a little muddier, but like you cook it right. I agree.
Right, and
frog
legs
are the same.
Yeah,
different texture, so crayfish but same flavor, pretty much.
Right, exactly. And the crawfish is like a shellfish.
Right.
So I'm really curious to see what this is like.
Shit, me too, dude.
Yeah, and is it because of the texture? And is that where we're getting the cotton fish from? Like, is that?
Yeah. So I either mixed it up with the caviar, or the texture of the fish. I can tell you, the cotton fish thing was a texture that was related to cooking, from my memory of the research. I didn't actually write that down in here, so that is me top of dome here trying to recall from the last week of research. But yeah. So I think it is the texture of it's a texture in a way, either the texture of the caviar or the texture of the meat itself.
Yeah, because as soon as you said that, that's what my mind went to with like a crawfish tail is like when it's butterflied and stuff. It's kind of like that kind of, it can be kind of like cottony looking.
Yeah. A little cotton ball, pretty much.
Is that what we're talking about? Is that how it got its name? So now I'm really curious. Like I got a whole bunch of questions that can only be answered by catching a dinosaur.
And on that note, good news. This is why it also kind of bumped up on my list of things, is like a lot of sturgeons are like on protected lists or threatened lists, and they have tons of regulations, or you're not even supposed to fish for them.
Yeah.
Bowfin? Fuck no, dude.
Bowfin is still one of those. Yeah, Bowfin is one of those too, where there are like people do have real stories and can show you the scars from when they got bit, like that dude. where they're another one of those like carp, where people say you catch one, you throw it on the bank, and you fucking leave it there, like you kill it. So he
yeah,
even
they're not
cites,
threatened, and there's not endangered.
right?
Like,
This guy
you can catch
even exactly, and this guy even cites in his article that he's like, it was right before that part where it's like, to others their delicacy. Right before that, he said, to my grandpa, you slit their throats and throw them on the bank. But to other their delicacies. So it was like, yeah, some people are still in that camp of those will bite you, kill them.
Yeah. They're
But
like,
it's like,
I didn't find anything about, I mean, because they're native to where they are. So like, I didn't find anything either. Like carp are invasive and fuck up the shit. But like everything I saw about the bowfin was like, nah, it's cool. It lives here. Like,
yeah,
it's not out destroying habitat or anything like that. I didn't see any of that shit.
They're all native. I don't know what their reasoning was, but the people in the article that were like responding to it were talking about how they thought it was a good thing. And the one guy did say that 90%, I really want to almost get in contact with this guy and be like, where do you live? Because he says that like 90% of the fish that you catch, like the first fish of the day is going to be a bowfin. Whoa. Because it was where his rivers were, where it went out, the bowfin were the only one that survived. And then when the water came back and everything got back to normal, they stocked the lakes again, or like the rivers that it fed into or whatever. And now the bowfish just fed on that. So now they have like a healthy population of bowfin that got bigger.
That's that's kind of what I was going to say, is like, I wonder if that like besides their like viciousness that is kind of like the lore around them, I'm using that as just an easy way to describe the stories, right?
Yeah.
That combined with the fact that they are just voracious eaters, like they kind of, hey, if that's meat, I'm fucking eating it. So maybe they are outperforming some of the other species in the area. So like there's this mentality of like, well, if I catch a bowfin, I'm going to fucking kill it because I would rather have the bass that are also trying to spawn here take that spot. Right. If there's one less bowfin, that means there's two more bass or something.
There's sort of a lot of people. Process. Yeah. There's a lot of people with that shithead mentality of a lot of fish, actually. Yeah. There's some videos on the internet, where the people always post like those Karen videos before Karen was a thing, Oh, yeah. They always, Karen comes out and says shit on the dock. They used to have, I've seen quite a few videos. It seems like people are more educated now, but people would be catching like muskies, getting them up to the boat, and then freaking mad that they caught a muskie because they were trying for walleye and have their little billy club and just club the shit over the head. And
what the fuck? Are you serious?
Yeah, just murder it and then toss it back. I saw one guy confront another guy. And he goes, "What the fuck are you doing?" He goes, "Shit fish, trying to eat all the walleyes." And the guy's like, "I'm out here trying to catch those."
Oh my God.
So it was a whole confrontation of, some people are just like that. They're just, I can't eat this fish. Right. It's eating the fish I want to eat. It must die.
Right. Yeah. Such a shitty. Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's not cool.
Right. No, most people are on that same boat, but every once in a while you get these weird backwoods hillbilly guys that are just like, it's just, if you're not with me, you're against me. Type
yeah,
shit.
yeah, that sort of shit. And yeah, I gotcha. Yep.
Yeah.
So let's wrap up. Let's wrap up Bowfin. I think it's got us amped. Me and you both amped.
But hell yeah, dude! I didn't know you could eat the eggs and shit. I'm excited about all I know. That stuff.
But you have a goal to catch one on your home turf.
Yes.
What are you feeling right now? Just talk to us.
I've been thinking this whole time of just putting like a sucker minnow on a big bobber and just putting it way shallow, because that's how I had success on accident. Was a big sunfish on a stringer.
Okay.
So that's what I was thinking, of just putting it up in the weeds and just letting it sit where I've seen it before. The only thing is that it's kind of awkward to sit there with a big bobber in shallow water because I'm not far off of docks where there are people, and then I'd just be sitting there.
Right, I gotcha.
Most likely because I'm bobber fishing with a big bobber and not expecting to catch fish constantly, I'll be sitting there drinking beer like close enough to their place.
Right.
Just be like, hey,
what's up?
What are you going for? Dinosaur, hopefully.
Yeah, dude, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, but we'll see. I think, there's a couple different spots that I think might be in the same realm. So maybe we'll try there and down a little bit further.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I got some ideas of where to go, but yeah, my idea is just I caught one. The one that I caught was on a night crawler, bobber fishing.
Okay.
And then that one that took my bait was just grabbing a sunfish, and they all say stuff. So I don't know if it's more of they got to be in a real aggressive mood to smash something.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you just put something there, they'll swim up and think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it might just be a waiting game of just put something big and live on a hook and let it sit there and see what happens.
Right. Were those in the evening times? Like, was that sort of as the day was coming to an end, or
always midday
just like
in the
midday.
sun is when I saw them.
Yeah.
They might be more active at night, and
Yeah, I mean, according to what the things that I saw is like they stay deep during the day, and then at night they will come back. They will come up, and that's why I asked, because obviously your experience is not that, but it makes you think, okay, if you're seeing big ones behave like that, and this is typical behavior, then what are the big ones doing? Your potential of catching a big one, your lofty goal last year, it makes you think.
And in the areas that I've seen them, if they were willing to hit like a big topwater bait, which is kind of the only thing you can toss in some of those areas because the weeds are so thick, you can really only go above them. You really can't go through them.
Okay.
They're definitely not into hitting any of the topwater shit I was throwing, because I have casted over all these spots so many fucking times for muskies, and they've never hit a lure muskie size.
Okay, I got you.
But they did eat that sunfish that was like a muskie size lure. So that's where my kind of deductive reasoning is. I can't fish above the weeds, and I don't have a lot of options to fish in the weeds. And I've definitely casted like bigger soft baits and other style of like a jig with like a weedless, like a skirted jig with the weed guard, trying to fish like something that's made they go in heavier weeds in these area, and have caught bass, but I've never had any luck with I've never caught a bowfin in my parents' lake, and I've seen plenty of them. So really it's down to, I don't know what else I can get it to bite on. Right. So my thought is to just go and grab a giant sucker minnow and throw it where I've seen them before and hope it comes out of hiding.
Yeah.
Because I've seen massive snapping turtles in the same areas. It's like they can just disappear into the weeds. So I don't see them all the time, but it's like there's a good chance they're there.
It's there. Like
yeah, exactly.
Like yeah.
I just got to put something big wobbling for a while, and hopefully it comes out.
Right.
So we'll see.
Yeah, fucking A. All right. Let's jump into the random take. It's going to be talking about human meat. If you're listening to this on a Wednesday, you just go listen to and you want to hear this, and it's not out yet, then you should.
Who would have thunk that we were going to talk about eating dinosaurs and humans? God dang, dude, I didn't see it going this way.
It's a weird one. All right, hit the break.
Here we are, patreon.com/realaftv. That's right, patreon.com/realaftv. Real like fish and reel. We are on Patreon, and we are coming to tell you, and by we, I mean me and Tim, Real AFTV podcast here, coming to you to say we have a Patreon as low as $1 a month, but hey, you could go up to 100 if you really wanted to get crazy with it. It's there. Go over to our website, realaf.tv. You can find the Patreon link right there, or go to Patreon and look us up, Real AF TV, Real Like Fish and Reel. And we have things like, for $50 a month, we will customize. What kind of tackle is it, Tim? We have some in the warehouse right now that we haven't actually ran
a lure. Yes.
Lure. Thank you.
Is a crankbait.
Crankbait.
Yes, we will customize a crankbait for you.
At
yes.
the $50 tier. Also, Patreon, if you're new to the whole Patreon thing, if you're on a podcast, you're probably not that new to it. But Patreon is something that you can jump in and out of. Like, if you do $50 this month, bam, you get the custom lure. But you don't want to do that for the whole year. You jump down to the $5 a month tier, where you're going to get early access content. You can help vote on the random take, one of the random takes for the month. And, we'll keep up with you on Patreon as well. Like just a direct Patreon contact. There's communication you do only through Patreon. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're new, there's just a little intro to it.
Yeah. And to clarify, that custom painted lure is a fully custom painted lure, like the pattern and everything. That won't be just something that we have a lure that we just like write Real AF TV on.
Yes. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for clearing that up, because yes, it's a slug, for lack of a better word, right now, and it will be turned into something.
Right.
I'm not good at the whole fishing lingo, so maybe Tim, you could evaluate on that a little, or like elaborate on.
Yeah, I mean, it's right now it has no color, and I will give it color.
There we go.
It will look like a bait fish imitation of some sort. It might not be exactly colored. It might not be realistic. Some of that stuff out there that the different companies work with makes different stuff, but it will be a custom painted lure, and it won't look like dog shit. Because not to be like too full of myself, but I have some talent.
You have some artistic talent. Yes.
Yeah,
very true. If you know friends and family and stuff like that got a few bucks to kick our way, let them know. realaf.tv. Scroll down a little bit, there's the Patreon link. It'll shoot you right over. Sign up for a little bit.
Welcome back to the Real AF TV podcast show about eating dinosaurs and humans. This is the random take. We're gonna this is a weird episode, and yes, the question is, you're going to eat human meat? But let's not just fucking blow our wad here right at the beginning.
Dang, bro.
Because you had sent me this funny reel.
This is engineered human meat.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, holy shit, dude. I can't believe I just put that on the dock as something to do. So I know, we were like, I don't know how's this gonna go. I don't know how long this is gonna last. I think we're gonna have, because I got some shit.
Okay.
But I wonder, I've asked this question before, and everybody always fucking looks at me super weird, and but I love the question.
Yeah.
So I've had this question along for a while, and this was my scenario. I was like, would you eat human meat? Would you ever eat human meat if, like, we figured out how to travel interstellar, or like aliens came and visited and they brought food with them, and there was like a version of a human from that planet that was like a cow, like so it was still a human as we know it, like from a DNA level, but there was but they were like cows, like they just didn't have the same big brains that we have.
Yeah.
They were just less developed, more cow, chicken, whatever.
Yeah.
Would you eat it? And I've had that question for a while, because I've been an adventurous eater for a while. Like, once I finally broke out of the childlike like just the sort of stuff you brought up on, right? Like the first time I was
Yeah.
able to like start exploring food on my own
Right.
dollar,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, I've never had sushi before. This is fucking insane. I was like
Right.
afraid of raw fish. And then I had my own money.
Oh, I know.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, fucking sushi is the best thing that I've ever tasted ever.
And I don't know if you had the same thing, but like from your parents.
Yeah.
Like I didn't eat a whole bunch of stuff because I was told I wasn't going to like it.
Yeah. Yes.
And then you get older and you're like, how the fuck you know me, bro?
Right.
Because
Yeah,
I remember that
exactly.
too. Like we would, and like my parents were just like, "That's spicy. You're not gonna like that because it's hot, because it's spicy." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I don't like spicy." And I remember even going to like Chinese restaurants and being like, "Chinese food is the shit," because that was another thing. Like my dad never wanted to go to Chinese food,
Oh yeah.
so we never went to Chinese food.
Right.
And then I got old enough to be able to go to a restaurant on my own, and I was just like, "Chinese food is pretty awesome, dude. This is
Fucking good,
crazy."
dude.
And I remember they had the hot sauce at all the different stuff, and I was like,
Yep.
I'm not interested in this. I didn't eat it because I was always told I didn't like it.
Mm.
And literally, I never tried the normal sriracha at the Chinese restaurant until I had some on my own. Like
Me too.
till it started blowing up and people were talking about it, and I'm like, "It's that good?"
Right.
And I had already started like using a little bit of hot sauce, and I'm like, I think like when I have tacos, or like when you go to Taco Bell, I'm like, I've put the hot sauce on the Taco Bell. That's pretty good. And then you have that, and you're like, holy shit, dude!
Yeah.
What the fuck is Taco Bell doing? What is that sauce? That's not. That is not this. This is crazy because that's. And then you realize that like there's just hot sauces that are different that work different with different stuff. Like the sriracha is
Right.
good. It would go good on a taco too, but it's not necessarily like what complements it right. That kind of like vinegar based hot sauce that they use for tacos and stuff is the shit. And then that other stuff, but that is getting a little bit off topic here.
No.
The point is that they're randomly I had these notions, like preconceived notions of what I
Right.
liked based off of what I was told.
Yeah. Yep.
And it wasn't me at all. And then once I started doing that stuff, I think it's been kind of a story of my life in a lot of different senses.
Yeah.
You know, because I grew up with my parents being, not my parents, my mom being relatively religious, and then my dad just kind of being like also like what she says. We're doing what she says. And then it's just kind of that kind of stuff where there's so many rules in the church where like we don't do that. And then you get older and you're like, it's pretty cool. Like what they're telling you not to do is pretty awesome. I don't know why they're saying don't do that, because that's pretty deep.
Because I mean it's awesome.
So like everything like that, where it started getting to a point of just like, you don't like this, you shouldn't do that. That you started just being like, he opens your eyes and you go, what else are you then telling me not to do that I should be doing? And I just started doing everything, dude. Like I'm such an adventurous eater. Like I'm down for literally anything as long as it's not like the idea of it doesn't gross me out.
Yeah.
Like those developed chickens that are technically just the fetus.
Yeah.
That I don't
fetus.
think
Yeah,
I
we've
could
talked
do.
about
That one creeps
I'll
me
eat
the fuck
chicken
out,
fetus.
dude. I might try it, but it's like, oh, dude, because you don't know what's in it, dude. All this, I don't.
The worry for me is the bone. Like I want to try it.
Yeah,
but the texture could throw me off because I don't eat canned fish anyway, except for tuna. But
oh yeah,
the canned salmon has bones in it.
Oh, I never had canned salmon. I get the pouches. That doesn't have bones in it.
Okay, well, the canned salmon that I've had had bones in it, and it was like, yeah,
I
that's just
believe
part
you.
of it. I looked it up even, and
it's like sardines are hard for me to eat too. Like when it's a whole fish, like when it's just a whole intact thing, that kind of creeps me out for whatever reason. Like you cut the meat off the bone, I'm fine with anything. I'll literally eat anything.
Yeah.
But when it's the whole intact thing, that kind of creeps me out. I don't know what it's just like
Yeah, I know what you're
eating
saying.
the head and the eyes and the whole thing is just like, it's hard for me.
Funny, because that's like what I want to do that soon. Like I want to get a walleye and just be like, I'm cooking it whole.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
See,
totally.
because you can. That's okay too. Because then you're like picking at it with a fork. You're just kind of
Okay,
like
yeah.
eating the pieces.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like
totally
when
what
it's
you
small
do.
and it's like when it's small enough that you're just supposed to like eat the whole thing. Like just bite the whole head off. Like dude, for real. Like or even like the back of it, just all of it.
The
When it's a
sardines. So
whole
I've been
animal, it
getting
creeps me out.
sardines lately. The ones I'm
Okay.
getting, I don't remember them having the head on it anymore. Like I feel like that's
Oh,
the one thing they've
yeah,
removed.
the head.
I know that
might
some
be gone, and
don't.
it's just the whole body. Yeah.
I know that some don't. Like you
Yeah.
can get a sardine, that's all. But I think the heads are off the ones I've been getting.
Yeah.
Because
I've never had quality ones either. I should try to do that. I've literally, it's always been for whatever reason, like when I get sardines, it's like been from the dollar store.
Oh no, don't see that.
I know. It's like I should probably not do dollar store. Like
The Vienna sausage and fish.
that's a little bit too adventurous, you know. I've definitely turned a corner where everybody's like, don't do that because you don't like it. Now I'm out here eating dollar stores freaking sardines. I should maybe get like higher quality stuff before I have this notion of like, it's not the greatest thing in the world.
But on a similar note with the like try it, but if it grosses you out, like if just the idea of it grosses me out, I have some of that too. Like I'm with you, but like one of them one thing I'm thinking of like right off the top of my head that I just can't do, but I like this is the squid or octopus.
Oh,
tentacles while they're still moving.
Oh,
is because so if they have so much memory in them.
Yeah.
That you can cut off tentacles and they'll keep moving and sticking and they're like that fresh.
Yeah.
But they're not, it's not a full squid, of course.
Like the frogs too. Have you seen the frogs when they try to put them in the oil?
No.
Like feet first and the frog feet actually like pull up. When it hits the hot oil, they pull up.
No, I got the shivs like, thinking about that, dude. No.
Yeah. The feet still pull up. They're still like, I've seen one where they like put audio over it. And there was a guy just going,
yeah, those videos are funny.
Ooh. Yeah, that kind of shit. But yeah, for me, it's a big texture deal. So when you're talking a whole animal, like because there's so many different textures, it creeps me out. I'm not a big fan of grapes because of it.
Oh,
I don't like the grape.
That.
I don't like how the outside there's like a peel and then it like pops when you bite it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of. But like a grape is like you're just biting into like a dry fruit. What if I get that pop and it's fucking baby chicken, dude? No, gross. That's I don't like the thought of that.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. But I mean, back to the topic of meat.
I was gonna say, so
the human meat.
Perfect transition. Mm-hmm.
Dude. I'm fucked up. Now, I've never heard it put the way you were talking about. Like, would you eat meat from a human that was slaughtered from a human? And even if it was like a different, like it wasn't a person, that one I would need to have some more thought. I'd really need to see them. Like, if they were completely like brain dead, like it just had a super tiny brain. It had no chance of ever being anything but what it was. I don't know if we'd be able to do that anyways. Because honestly, you hear about like, now I'm getting weird with it. Like you hear about people fucking sheep.
No, but yeah.
That would happen if your livestock looked exactly like your wife.
No, yeah. In my scenario, you're right. In my scenario, it was literally, so I've definitely asked you guys this, you and your wife and stuff, like we've been sitting around drinking because this was like sort of one of my drinking topics. So I'm sure I've asked you before, but you don't remember, and I don't remember your answer either. But
yeah,
I'm talking about a scenario where like an alien race comes down and we connect with them because we're on similar intelligence levels. Obviously, they're way more advanced because they can fly here and everything.
Right.
And then they have these humans
Right.
that are food to them. So
Yeah.
they would be they wouldn't look human either, right? Like they would be a completely weird, I mean, for fucking the sake of the story, they could be cows with intelligence. And they would see, oh, fuck, you fucking eat us, you fucking weirdos. And then we would see, you fuckers are eating us. And then we'd kind of be like, wait, but we're also talking to each other. Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Everybody hold the fucking phone.
Yeah, just chill. And then the alien race that was smart enough to fly here, they're just like, we knew this was going to be a problem. Just want to show you real quick. You know, just watch this. And then they like walk over to one that's like sleeping, standing up, and they push him over. And then you're like, oh, so they are just like,
oh, I get it now.
I get it. Yeah.
Nice. But yeah, so I understand, like, yeah. I mean, it's super weird. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, from that standpoint, I still don't know what to think about it. Like,
yeah,
it feels weird to say I would, but like, if it was like, without a doubt, like these are just like any of the other animal that you harvest for meat,
mm-hmm.
and potentially even like dumber than a pig. Like we can train a pig, like we can train a dog.
Yeah, pigs are actually really smart.
Can't do anything. Yeah. So it's like, I guess, yeah, like if it just looks like us, but it's a different species. I mean, if it like never showed any emotion either, like I think that would be the biggest thing, because we could recognize the emotion,
dude. Like
I know they do. It's hard. Like their eyes get big and stuff when they're nervous. And, oh shit, dude! Like I don't want to see. Don't look at me.
Yeah,
that's why it's just got to be fast when you take them out. Like they don't live the greatest lives. They're not the greatest thing in the world.
Yeah, and they really don't do anything but eat and shit. So, I mean...
That's why you can just walk up to them with the whole no country for old men thing. And they're just like, what's that? Done.
Right.
But, yeah, if they were, like, honestly like that and just, like, dead in the eyes, just chewing stuff all day, doing nothing, I think I could handle it still. But it'd still have to be one of those things where it just, like, became the normal. I don't think I'd be the guy out on the front lines just being like, shut up and eat it, dude. God, just a person. But as far as like the video that I sent you,
yeah,
when it is like grown in a lab because it's just human cells that they have made it into a thing.
Yeah.
I have no qualms about that whatsoever.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I'm so fine with it. I don't know what it is. I'm just down for it. Does not matter to me. It's just human cells that have been grown into like a giant steak. They showed that they put it on there almost like skin grafting, and then they put them all close together in like this nutrient rich solution. And that eventually the meat will like grow between the paddles, and then you just have almost essentially like what is a meatloaf, but it's grown into like one singular muscle.
Yeah.
And I would eat that all day.
I would fucking eat that. No problem, dude. I'd grill up a human steak for sure.
Yeah. And if anybody's out there wondering, like, why, what are we talking about? Why humans? Why do it with something else? Well, the reason that they're talking about doing it with humans is because that's what we have the most knowledge of.
Hold on.
Human flesh.
Time out.
Okay. All right.
All that shit was fake and made up.
That was fake?
Completely fake.
Oh, I'm down. Make it.
I'm still
cool with it.
I know. Me too. But I just want to so I did some research on that thing.
Yeah.
And it's a BBC. It was BBC. Like that dude is also like a top chef judge or something like that in the UK. Okay. So he's really actually a food representative. Well, I'll just put it simply like that.
They faked it well, dude.
It was on BBC. Yep, it was well produced and well put together. It's a mockumentary, and
Okay.
the team behind it is basically like, this is exactly why we made it, because
Yeah.
the fact that's where we are right now in the way
Right.
that like media is exchanged, and
Oh,
the
yeah.
like the conversations, or like the state of things is like, people will take this seriously, but you shouldn't, because
Yeah.
why would we use human meat? Like, we've been eating other kinds of animals for so long.
yeah.
Why would we use humans?
They said it in the video. It
And
made perfect sense to me.
It did. That example of like, oh, well, we've been doing research on humans for so long. And then, but we actually don't know what it's like for humans to eat other humans. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah. I mean,
but why
I
would it
could
be
see
a
that,
problem? Like,
when it's just muscle. I mean, we don't have any issues. There's nothing, as long as there's not any like disease or anything else.
which the lab grown part completely cuts out the possibility.
Right.
Because they get
there's
healthy
some
cells.
stuff.
They
Yeah.
get healthy cells from the beginning, and then they grow
Yeah.
it. Which,
Yeah. So
to be clear, is real. Lab
Right.
grown meat is real, and we'll get into that more. Keep going, Tim.
Right.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say, like, it makes sense to me that I forgot what the fuck I was talking about. What was I talking
The
about?
humans that like we've done, like we have so much medical history on the human being.
Oh,
That's
yes.
that was the example that they used in the video.
Yes. And it would make sense to me that we would use that because that's what we know about and stuff. But when it comes down to like, I was talking about like the different meats
Mhm.
of like, you don't want to be eating, there's certain animals that have known to have like this disease or that disease. And
Right.
some of those are, they're like, don't eat that shit because some of that could get you messed up. But I've never heard of anybody eating that. Like there, or like anybody, having a real problem with eating a different animal
with
as
the
long
meat
as it doesn't
itself.
have like a disease. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
always just the
Yeah.
meat is fine.
Yeah.
I would assume that there's nothing like with the DNA that it's going to be able to do anything like you're digesting it.
Right.
I'm also a true crime fan,
Mm-hmm.
and I've heard
People
some
be
stories.
eating people all the time.
I've heard some stories,
Right.
and those guys don't seem to be having any issues with them. They were already broken to begin with, so I don't know. Maybe there's something wrong after they ate, but clearly they're not all there because they're
and short
they're
of
not-
like a puffer fish, like the meat, again, it's not the meat that's
Right.
contaminated with the thing that you're not supposed to eat. It's
Right.
something has now infected the living thing or the meat, or what, like salmonella. That got there from the shit of the chicken most of the time, right?
right.
In the
Yeah.
slaughtering process, even for the most
Yeah.
part, like E. coli, right?
Right.
That got there from the slaughtering process of it.
right.
Pigs, bears. I'll
Yeah.
use bears because bears is very common, right? Like
Yeah.
bear, omnivore,
Yep.
kind of like one of those things where it's like, yeah, do people eat bears? You fucking right, people eat bears.
Yep.
But you always get it tested, or you cook the fuck out of it, because bears, very, very commonly, a wild bear has trichinosis in it, which is a
Okay.
parasite.
Right. Yeah,
So-
and that's one of those where I've heard that the meat's kind of tough too. So you got to cook it like you would cook like where you're cooking ribs or whatever, like low and slow, heat it up till the is like hot enough to like
Yeah.
where the fibers in the meat break down.
Yeah.
Which when you heat it up to where the fibers break down is so far beyond where anything lives.
Right.
Like for beef and all that stuff, chicken is the one that you want to be the most safe with. And I think that's like 165 or like 107. I want to say 165. is the temp.
165.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when you're cooking the meat to like where you're breaking down the fibers, you're trying to get that meat up into like the 200 range.
Mm.
Because that's where the fibers break down, and that's where it becomes like melt in your mouth. That's where like all the fibers start falling apart and not holding on to
That's
each
when
other
it becomes
anymore.
shredded or pull off the
Right.
bone ribs or
exactly.
yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
Yeah.
So to go back to lab grown stuff quick is what we're saying is all that stuff is cut out of the lab grown because you start from a clean culture.
Right.
Lab grown meat is pretty new, but it is FDA approved in the United States now. It happened in 2022.
Okay.
There are 2 companies producing
I'm so down,
lab grown
dude.
meat.
I don't have any. It does not bother me. I don't know why. Lab grown any kind of meat. I don't care. Do it. And especially if it's human. That's more of like, I want to try it. You know, it's more of an exciting, like, we have an ethical way to see what we taste like.
Right.
I'm not even out there being like, I want to see what another person tastes like.
No.
It's like, I want to know what my meat tastes like.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might be bringing, you know, if you can get ethically sourced human meat, then you would, you know, most likely want to keep eating that, but it might bring in a whole new wave of crazies.
It could.
They're just like,
you do
the
have to actually
homeless for
like
sure
seriously ask
are just-
that question.
yeah.
There's no doubt. Yeah. Like, have you ever seen that It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia episode where they're eating what they assume Charlie and what's Danny DeVito's character's name? Frank, yeah. Where Charlie and Frank eat what they think is human meat.
Yeah.
Or no, it's D. It's D and Charlie.
Is it D?
It's Frank who's fucking with them because
I don't remember it, but I know I've seen it.
Yeah, and they basically turn into like crack addicts and they like go to a crack addict to try to like who's like, for $50 you can cut off a slab of my leg or whatever, right? And they're like, you do it. And Frank has just been feeding them raccoon meat. And they're like, well, how come we're all like itchy and like craving and stuff? He's like, you probably got worms. You've been undercooking raccoon. But the whole episode is them like fiending because like, oh, we've had the taste of human meat. We can't go back now.
Right,
we gotta get more.
Yeah. Gotta get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could totally see that becoming a problem where they're just like, you know, some people that don't have morals are sitting there looking at the price of the meat that's out there, especially when it first comes out, because I'm sure the lab grown stuff isn't going to be cheaper than the regular stuff. So you're looking at that and you're like,
not right away, for sure.
Like $20 for a steak.
Right.
Or
bullets cost $1.
There's like 65 pounds of meat on that homeless guy under that bridge.
Right.
Nobody even knows he's there.
Right.
You know, that kind of shit where I think that might become, but also people are just like, that pristine lab grown meat isn't that fucking bridge bum meat, you know? We're not going to be dealing with the same cuts over here.
Right.
But I'm just saying that it might
it's
cause
something you would definitely
like that,
have to ask in all this. I'm with you, man.
Mine, I'm just like, if you're talking about like where it was never a person at all and it was grown from a lab, I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
You know, like if they make some meat, speaking of bringing it full circle about the dinosaurs, if you could literally get some cells and produce some dinosaur meat for me, I would eat whatever dinosaur you got your hands on.
Yeah.
I would try any of it. That would be
woolly mammoth
so cool.
is the closest, like we're so far out of all the things that I've heard is that woolly mammoths are like, we kind of have a piece of their DNA. Now we can't like fucking make a woolly mammoth out of it, but it does make you think like, how much DNA do you need to fucking make?
I've actually heard not too long ago that the woolly mammoth is going to be back.
Yeah.
That they're splicing the DNA of the woolly mammoth because they got some of it with the DNA of like an African elephant or whatever. And they're going to make like a new thing.
Like they're going to bring back a new woolly mammoth. Yeah, it'll be a woolly mammoth, but it'll be
That's what I heard. Yeah, we'll have to see how good it goes. That's one thing that like I don't think many people are going to be up in arms about. Like, how dare you bring back a really cool ass elephant? Like, nobody's mad about that one, you know?
Right.
But yeah, dude. I got to tell you too, though, the ethically sourced meat. Like, if you're talking bringing that up, it's great. But I brought it up, like I was telling my wife what we were going to be talking about on the pod.
Oh yeah,
at dinner, and it doesn't bother me one fucking bit.
Yeah.
And she's like, we had mac and cheese and hot dogs because I got a 5-year-old. Tonight we had mac and cheese and hot dogs.
So, and dinner.
She's got a hot dog and she's like looking at the hot dog and she's like, did you really have to bring it up now?
Whoa.
I don't even want to eat this anymore. And I'm like,
whoa.
For real? And she's like, it's gross. And I'm like, that's a hot dog.
Now it might have some human fingers in it or some shit from the manufacturer, but like,
yeah. But she was like,
wow.
It like legitimately grossed her out to even talk about it. And I'm over here thinking about like, sorry, I didn't even think about it because it doesn't even fucking faze me.
No, me neither. And I brought up to my wife because I told her to, and I brought up my story about how I've had this story, like my, stories that I've brought up for years, kind of like one of my drinking stories or my drinking conversation things is. And so I told her that and she goes, it's getting too complicated. Either way, no. I'm like, yeah. She's just like, no, the answer is no. Now I go, well, what do you think my answer is? And she goes, yeah, you would. And I'm like, yeah, I would.
Yeah, obviously.
And that was the story about the aliens and stuff like that. And then I told her about the like lab grown one and stuff like that. And of course, and it just was like, yeah, there you go again. And hopefully, leave comments and shit, but it's a conversation piece for sure.
Yeah.
We're not talking about this being for real, but if it was, yeah, I'm okay with it. I'd buy it. I would try it.
Of course.
And because lab grown meat is a real thing. Again, I already said it. They're doing like chicken and beef. I saw,
I thought that clip was real. I was like, hell yeah, dude, pretty soon.
The reason why I thought it was fake is because the amount that they were producing and stuff like that. Like that.
I thought it was crazy too, but because they were British, I was like, dude, shit's going like they're not as sensitive as us over here. Hell yeah.
It's kind of where that, like, if you read the article about what they were doing, like why they did the satire, it was that.
Nice.
It was sort of, they didn't say because we're British, we feel, but if you read the article about how this is satire and why they did it and stuff like that, you kind of pick up on, they were like, well, yeah, people just hear British people and they're like, it's cool.
Right. Yeah.
They didn't say it, but like read between the lines. So anyways, back to the lab grown meat. I saw, David Chang, he had a show on Hulu and I forget the name of it, but I remember David Chang so he's a chef. And he has this, episode about like future foods or stuff like that. And he went to California to eat lab grown salmon. Like that was specifically why he went there, was to talk to these, people who are growing meat and try the salmon. And he's like, it's fucking delicious. He was just like, it's really good. He didn't know how to feel. Like he kind of had this, like, I don't know if it's lab grown, like why, and all this stuff. And they're basically going through the scenario of like, yeah, that's what it is now. But like all technology, it's only going to get better.
Right.
But here it is. Like, here's lab grown salmon. We're going to have some. And they ate it sashimi style. Like they just cut off the block and ate it. And he said it was delicious.
Hell yeah.
Now, I'm not saying lab grown meat, this and that, perfect world. I'm not trying to say anything that they're making a better meat, because we talked about how, it doesn't have parasites and all that. Because there's a lot to eating something that has been eating locally. I'm talking about wild animals, of course, because for the most part, if it's a farm, it's getting fed the same thing. But there's something to wild animals eating locally that gives them flavor. Like it will flavor the meat differently. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now bacon's going to fucking taste like bacon because it's been cured and soaked and, smoked. And it's just, there's so much to bacon that just makes bacon for the most part. I don't think you're really going to fuck with that. But I would bet you that pulled pork from a wild hog in Central Texas is going to taste different than pulled pork from a wild hog out of,
For sure.
Wisconsin or wherever the fuck they are.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I've heard people talk about that, like in different circumstances. I don't have any specific circumstance,
Yeah, me
like
neither,
that,
exactly.
that I can remember. But I do remember where they're like, this breed of cow is great because of where they live and what they eat.
Yeah.
But they do talk about like the feed and stuff, how some of that different, like, I don't know if it affects the flavor, but I do know that they want you to eat like the grass-fed beef because that has like, it doesn't have the carcinogens in it. And I would assume from like the carcinogens can come from like whatever feed. Like it's not necessarily like a guarantee that you're getting carcinogens in your regular beef, but there's a chance that because they're using like GMO random stuff that they're feeding these cows, that there could be carcinogens in their feed. And when you're eating like naturally grass-fed beef, you're not dealing with some of that stuff. And I would assume that whatever gives you cancer probably doesn't taste as good as what doesn't give you cancer. So,
I like that conclusion. Pretty. Yep.
So,
funny.
it's that kind of stuff where it's, we only feed them this and it's good stuff because of the food source that they have. I would assume that, like, I know that we eat a lot of the herbivores, so those are good.
Yep.
But I've heard that like carnivores are relatively like tasty too.
Sure.
And I think some of that comes from, they're only eating meat.
Sure. Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
And you kind of get all that stuff, but I don't know for sure. But I would assume that there's a couple of different places. I would think that most of the time it doesn't make a difference. But every once in a while you hear that one story where it's just like, why does this steak cost $500? Because that guy lives on the hillside. Yeah. And that hillside only grows this one kind of green.
Yep.
And when he eats that green does this to his meat.
Yep.
Like, he's just so tender. Whatever.
Right. Yeah. And all that, we say all that to be like, okay, lab grown meat. Yeah. It's probably going to just all taste the same all the time. They get a culture and just keep growing it. Yeah. But I mean, if it's going to, if they start doing it with humans and like it's a real option or something, it's like, think about this hypothetical scenario. And would you do it? And we're both like, yeah,
dude.
I mean,
think of of course. And think about it like this. If you're able to lab grow meat where you're able to put, I don't care what cut you're talking, like what animal you end up talking about putting it together.
Yeah.
But if you're able to lab grow the meat where it's not the same muscle structure as everything else, where there's the cords and everything else, and you got to cut it around this, and you're literally able to like set the fibers up like whatever it is that you're trying to make. Like you can just have a loaf of ribeye, you could just have a loaf of filet.
Yeah.
And it's not, that would be simply amazing to me, where you could just be like, I'm just buying this chunk and we'll cut it into multiple pieces. It's a $50 loaf of filet. That I can cut into like 20 different pieces. We can shape it like steaks if we're still feeling weird about it. But I'd be cool of like just cutting it into rectangles and eating it as is.
Yeah.
It would be so awesome.
I mean, think about
to be able to get that cut, and it would make it so much more affordable on that stance, because getting meat as a whole is not that big of a deal, but some of that stuff like the filet is the beef tenderloin. And there's only, I think there's only 2 of those, and they're just like tubes on a cow.
Yeah.
That's why
backstraps,
it's so
essentially, is
expensive.
what it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's the back strap and it's
One on each side of the spine, from
Yep.
my memory.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you're right. So that's what you're dealing with is the back strap. You get 2 of those per cow.
Right.
If you could produce that on a regular basis,
Right.
that would be so amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And
Yeah.
say that's what I was gonna say. Like, think about it. If you were just like when you were saying the tube, I was like, yeah, what if you just had like human backstrap in there, you know? Like that's what
100%.
I was literally gonna use the backstrap as the
If
like example. And it's just like
beef tenderloin is the filet mignon. Pork tenderloin is just called that. It doesn't have another name, but pork tenderloin is great.
Yep.
I'll buy a full pork tenderloin and cut it down because that's basically just what a boneless chop is.
Yep.
And then human tenderloin is whatever you want to call it. Awesome, probably. I'm guessing.
Yeah, dude. Oh shit, that's funny. All right, man. Let's wrap it up. I think that was fun. Definitely a talker. Like,
Yeah.
I knew I knew it wasn't just going to be like, yeah, dude, I'd try it. There's so much to that topic.
Yeah, dude.
In general, so I knew it wasn't just going to be that, but we could probably we could definitely keep going on. Not probably. We definitely could keep going on, but let's not. We're already hitting like 40 minutes on this. The podcast is getting long,
Right?
Because we had that new deals section in the front. If you're just finding this on Friday,
Oh yeah,
in the random take, and you're hearing this full podcast, we're entertaining the idea of having another segment in the beginning of the podcast. So if you're just in here for the random take, cool. Thanks for coming. Hope it's a conversation piece. Join us. Like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff. realaf.tv/contact actually to, start the communication. It's more fun if it's public because this sort of conversation, I mean, unless you're just going to email us and be like, you fucking weirdos. Like, yeah, that's okay. We're aware that is a thought. We just told that about our wives.
yeah. Our wives are not on the same page as us.
Right.
Yeah, let us know. Is this a dude versus ladies thing? Are the ladies just like, no, we're not eating people, and all the guys are like, it's meat, right?
Let us know. So anyways, that's it. Like, subscribe, did all that. Fucking Patreon. I always forget that one. I say it in the beginning, say it in the middle, but patreon.com/realaftv. What else, Tim? Anything?
No, you can leave a review on Spotify.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
That's
yeah,
right.
all
It
that
helps
good
us.
jazz.
Helps.
And you got to go to just Spotify and all that other stuff. Google Podcast is gone.
Oh, that's
So,
right. Did you
that
get
was on the
official, did you get the official, this app is dead now?
It says, yeah, like the app is dead, and then it says like transfer over your subscriptions, and I haven't clicked on that yet to try to figure out what it's talking about.
Okay.
Because every time I try to pull up the podcasts, I'm doing something, so I'm like,
Yeah.
time. I don't
Right.
have
You're in
time
the
now,
middle of
'cause
something. Yeah.
It just shut down on the 4th.
Oh,
And
okay.
as we're recording this, it's the 5th, I think. Yeah. So
Yeah. So
it just shut down
happened.
yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah. So
Crazy though. Good to hear the firsthand
Yep.
experience. But just so anybody knows, if you're on YouTube right now listening, the full podcast is over on the podcast YouTube feed.
oh yeah.
Our podcast, the full version, is already on the YouTube podcast. We made that transition from Google Podcast over to YouTube Music or whatever the fuck it is now a while ago. So it's all good
Yep.
if you're thinking of going that route.
Yep. And if you are subscribed on Google, it does have a tab that you can click on that says like transfer subscriptions. I don't know how that works yet, but
yeah,
you can still go there and click on that and see what that says.
Oh, sick. That'd be dope if
'Cause
like the YouTube
yeah.
channel got a little boost from it. That'd be cool. Those
Yeah.
help. Those numbers help, guys.
For sure.
All right.
Yeah, I would assume they're trying to send you over to YouTube and not like all the other places.
Yeah, it will. I bet you it will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tries to send you to another dead system. You click on it and it's just like, Google Podcasts is not a thing anymore. Go try to find your podcast on Stitcher. Like, Stitcher's dead too. What are you doing?
What are you doing here, Google?